Hello everybody, it's Kenneth from the archives here with another video dipping into the history of the University of Dundee and the people associated with it. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at the life of John William Kimber, a much loved member of staff at University College Dundee, who very tragically lost his life in the Great War. Here we have two photographs that we hold of John William Kimber. A portrait on the left and a family photograph on the right of him with his wife Ada and three of their children. A fourth child, a son Jack, was born in 1916. John William Kimber was born in 1875 in Portsmouth. Before his 16th birthday, he joined the Royal Navy, where he would have a long and successful career, eventually rising to the rank of Petty Officer First Class. It was towards the end of his spell in the Royal Navy that he became a physical instructor, and it was this that brought him to Dundee. This is the building that John William Kimber would have known better than any other at the university. This is the Fleming Gymnasium. Now, it came about because of a gift to University College in 1904 by Robert Fleming, an international financier who had been born in Dundee. Now, today he is best known for being the grandfather of Ian Fleming, who of course created James Bond. The Fleming Gymnasium was built in 1904-1905, and obviously somebody was going to have to run it. So University College were looking for somebody who would be an instructor in physical training. They also spoke about them being an instructor in physical culture, and it was Kimber that got the post. He was appointed right at the end of 1905 and took office in 1906. And he very quickly became heavily involved in the life of the college. The gymnasium became a success. He also was appointed to Dundee Training College, where he was also teaching physical culture as well as supervising their gym classes. He also had association with Dundee School Board as well. And he became a very well-known and well-liked figure in Dundee. Now, Kimber was a patriot. At the start of the war in 1914, he immediately went out collecting to raise funds for the Prince of Wales Fund. And actually, there's a rather amusing story. He went out in his own naval uniform. Some people on the street didn't recognise this uniform and got a little bit suspicious, and apparently the police picked him up, having been told he was a German, and some of the students had to come and explain, no, that wasn't the case. But his patriotism didn't end there. He was involved in setting up a relief fund at the training college and in lecturing students about warfare. Very quickly was proposing to the college that members of the College Officer Training Corps should be learning about trench warfare, and the gymnasium should be used to help with the local war effort for training and for drilling. So it's no surprise he wanted to get even more involved, and he eventually joined the Black Watch. He became a sergeant major, but very quickly was commissioned as a lieutenant. And we are lucky to have a number of photographs taken during his time in the Black Watch. Now, he made headlines in 1915 for an act of great heroism. He was at the Black Watch camp at Bridge of Erne when a fellow officer, Lieutenant Farren, fell in the River Erne and disappeared. And at the risk of his own life, Kimber jumped into the river, dived down and recovered Lieutenant Farren's body. Sadly, he was beyond resuscitation, although efforts were tried. But Kimber was recognised as a hero for this and was acclaimed. Indeed, he was awarded a £10 reward and a certificate by the Carnegie Hero Fund Trust, and this was presented to him by Principal Mackay. Despite the fact he was involved in the Black Watch, for much of this period he was also still trying to keep a hand in the gymnasium, and in this he was really helped by his wife Ada, who effectively was the de facto running of the gymnasium in Dundee while he was away with the army. Eventually, of course, he went abroad and saw service in France. And very tragically, it was in the later stages of the war that his career in the army came to an end. He was shot and wounded in a battle in April 1918. His leg had to be amputated as a result of his wounds, and he was taken to hospital in France. Now, this letter we have is particularly poignant. It's believed to be the last thing he ever wrote. This was when he was in hospital and had an operation, writing to his wife to let her know the state of his health. And sadly, he didn't recover. He died in May, not long after this letter was written, although we know his wife was able to get out and see him before he died. We also have, as you can see, a letter written by Ada Kimber to the Secretary of University College. He himself had lost family in the war, and she talks about her pride in her husband and that she believed he was about to be promoted further. And this is very possible. He was a highly respected soldier. This lovely poem in memoriam appeared in the college magazine, the magazine of University College. It also appeared in the Training College's student magazine by WTR. Now, WTR was William T. Ramsey, who was the janitor of University College. And it's a lovely poetic tribute to Kimber. Now, it's quite interesting this appeared in the college, because although early in the war, the college had reported and carried tributes to students who had died, as the war had gone on, this had dropped out. I think there was a case that there was too many and it was getting too sad. But clearly Kimber was a figure who had to be remembered. And you can also see this in Dundee press reports of the time. The loss of this man is felt very keenly in the city of Dundee. Now, we're fortunate that if you look on our online catalogue, we do have a few records relating to Kimber. We have got a lovely collection that was gifted by his family, but we also have various things such as this letter that was written by him during the war to Principal Mackay, still concerned about what was happening at the gymnasium within the university records. And we're really proud to have material relating to Kimber. Our colleagues in Museum Services also have material relating to Kimber. And again, if you look on your catalogue, you'll find some examples. I particularly love this ceremonial sword that belonged to him. And this cigarette case box, this was presented to him when he was at the Northern Command signalling and bombing school. Lovely engraved, and again it shows the respect he was held in by his fellow soldiers. So that's the end of this video. I hope you found it interesting. Kimber to me is a fascinating individual and somebody that is well worth knowing more about. And I've only been able to say a tiny bit about him in a short video. If you want to find out more, please do get in touch with us. In the meantime, take care, stay safe, and we'll have another video for you soon.